Ladies and gentlemen, the big wrestlers debate. The central government is on a 5-day deadline to deliver justice to protesting wrestlers. They are demanding the arrest of Wrestling Federation boss and BJP leader Brij Bhushan Singh. The wrestlers say the centre is insensitive towards their pain and is instead shielding a sexual predator. The central government argues that the wrestlers are putting the cart before the horse by demanding punishment even before the determination of guilt has taken place. The government today assured wrestlers that it was on their side and was waiting for the probe to finish before taking any decisive action. However, the assurance doesn't seem to have had the desired impact. The government has been accused of siding with the accused instead of the wrestlers, who are the medal winners for this country, and seem to believe that they have been betrayed by the government. The question is, nobody seems to be answering many of the questions that have been asked by the wrestlers. That's the debate, and joining me on the debate, Raman Mali, BJP leader, Tushar Gupta, senior editor, Swarajya, Tehseen Poonawala and Ameeque Jamei, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, continue to be with us. Ameeque Jamei, do you think this entire matter is more a question of mishandling? आपको लगता है कि सरकार को 38 दिन में कोई ना कोई फैसला ले लेना चाहिए था?
नाविका मैम, देखिए, ये एक ऐसा टेस्ट केस है भारत की पूरी नरेंद्र मोदी की रिजीम का। हमारा ये कहना है कि इसमें हमारी बेटियों को न्याय मिलना चाहिए था, और जो ये मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट भारतीय जनता पार्टी के हैं जो ये क्लेम कर रहे हैं, इनका भी पक्ष सुना जाना चाहिए था, जिससे कहीं किसी के साथ कुछ गलत ना हो। लेकिन सबसे बड़ी बात क्या है कि बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ वाली जो पार्टी है, दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी पार्टी, आप सोचिए कि क्या दुनिया में जुलूस निकल रहा है भारत की महिलाओं का, और भारतीय जनता पार्टी की महिलाएं जो मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट हैं, जो इसी मुद्दे पे सरकार में बैठी हुई हैं, उनकी जुबानें सिली हुई हैं। प्रधानमंत्री जी सिडनी में जाकर तो बड़ी बड़ी लंबी चौड़ी बातें करते हैं, फेंकने का काम करते हैं, लेकिन उसी जंतर मंतर में किस तरह से हमारी बेटियों को लुटा के उनके ऊपर उनको मारा जा रहा है, फेंका जा रहा है। पूरा दिल्ली शांत है। आप याद करिए नाविका मैम, आप तो थी उस पूरे मजमे में जब वो गैंगरेप हुआ था दिल्ली में। पूरा देश ने राष्ट्रपति भवन पे चढ़ाई कर दिया था कांग्रेस पार्टी के खिलाफ। लेकिन आज हो क्या रहा है? उन बेटियों ने जिन्होंने भारत का नाम ऊंचा किया, प्रधानमंत्री जी ने उसको वोट बैंक में भी भुनाने का काम किया, उनकी बहनों को भारतीय जनता पार्टी में जोड़ने का काम किया।
निर्भया केस के टाइम जो हुआ था वो मजमा तो नहीं था, लेकिन सवाल आपका सही है। और रमन मलिक जी, आई वांट टू आस्क यू दिस, has the government completely turned a blind eye? Because every now and then the sports minister has given assurances, but 38 days these wrestlers have been sitting here in the center of Delhi and asking for action on a case that is registered, an FIR that has been done. 38 days. Raman Malik, do you think patience is wearing thin now and there is something that the government needs to do? What that solution is, I don't know. Nobody seems to know. But clearly, this has gone on too long.
Navika, thank you for your time, but let's come to 2-3 basic issues. One, we must not forget that famous American Olympian swimmer who had got 12 medals, if I'm not wrong, and there was certain legal issue, there were certain law and order issues, and he had to face certain action and all. Let's understand something very basic. This government has seen multiple seasons rather, of award wapsi and protests. So, and we understand where the things are coming and going from. Now, it is an irony and a very sad state that our daughters are being used by certain selfish elements. That having been said, today you are also aware that one of the girls who was supposed to be the person who has gone through the ordeal, who is minor. Her uncle had come out in open with the birth certificates, and certain claims were made against the protesting wrestlers. Now, there is complexity in this case, and this case needs to be thoroughly investigated. Now, if you say
38 days,
that the Delhi
38
police
days,
is not
and you're still
investigating
looking
it,
for time to investigate it thoroughly?
1,000
Tehseen Poonawalla, if
Navika ji,
the birth
Navika ji.
certificates, if the birth
Navika ji,
certificates are
1,000
suggesting that the
people
charges
are
are wrong,
supposed to be-
it takes 2 days or 3 days or 1 week or 10 days to decide that. What is taking the government 38 days?
I'm very grateful,
They
Navika
had
ji, that
said
you took it up. It was,
1,000 people,
please, Raman ji.
1,000 girls
Now
had
let
been,
me speak, na. I'm very grateful
mishandled.
that you've taken this up, Navika. Just let me put the facts out to your viewers. These girls, of course, the FIR was registered after Kapil Sibal's Insaf Ki Sipai, of which I'm a part. Kapil Sibal went to Supreme Court, but it wasn't Supreme Court that registered the FIR in the first go. These girls went to multiple forums, including the Marycom report. That report hasn't been made public right now, even to journalists like you, Navika ji. They went to every forum, including the Women's Commission, including the Delhi Police. No one registered an FIR until the Supreme Court stepped in. Number two, ma'am, can you tell me, anyone on this panel with respect, another case in the country where a POXCO Act has been put, the girl's statement has been taken under 164. It matches the original complaint that is made and the accuser is not yet arrested. Number three, if the girl's birth certificate is wrong, why was that not put up in the Supreme Court by the Honorable Tushar Mehta ji? Why did he agree to file the FIR at that point? And number four, I'm just asking you one question. What Raman Malik ji said today is very, very dangerous. You've again put the entire guilt on the girls that they are being used. Are you telling me that the girl's statement before a magistrate of the law was made up because she's being used? Are you telling me that Kapil Sibal, who went to Supreme Court, was making up this case? What are you saying? You're again putting victim shaming, sir? Is this the stand of the BJP?
Well, let me get in Tushar Gupta.
I am, can I answer?
No, Tushar Gupta is also
Can
coming.
I answer, Navika ji? The
I'm
question
coming
was
to you,
asked
Raman
me.
Malik.
My
Tushar
simple
Gupta on
point.
the panel as well. Let me
one
get him in first. Tushar.
Navika, look, it's been, Navika, it's been 38 days. The government, or if the stakeholders in the government believe that the birth certificate is of contention, it should have been with the Supreme Court by now. That's absolutely agreeable. That's where I agree with Tehseen. But here's the perception that is the problem. Somehow there's a perception that the ministry was not mindful of the concerns of the wrestlers. That is not the case. In January itself, Brij Bhushan Singh had stepped aside and the wrestlers even had called off their protest. There were two independent committees headed by the members recommended by the protesting wrestlers to look into their concerns. They rejected the Marycom committee report, and when PT Usha tried to reason out with them, tried to understand their concerns, we all saw the photographs that emerged from Jantar Mantar. Now, this is a very, very important and a sensitive case. So I may give the Marycom committee the benefit of that the report has not been released in public. But the way this protest is, falling out, it's the way it's being handled in public. My only fear is that the protesters, even if they have genuine concerns, they are being taken for a ride by vested political interests.
But then can that take away the responsibility of the government of sorting this out? If somebody is taking the girls for a ride, who do they turn to? And the presumption is not enough to prove the point. And Mr. Raman Malik, a question was asked of Union Minister Meenakshi Lekhi, and she just ran. I mean, that's not putting the government in any good light either.
So let me just rebut Navika ji. The statement of the girl's certificate of birth has been raised not earlier, just a day before, when her uncle has come to the media and claimed so. It was not in the knowledge of anybody.
So what kind of investigation is going on, sir? May I ask what kind of investigation is going on?
So when the investigation, at least, Navika ji, at least the investigation has to be thorough. We are not with any person who is doing wrong with anybody. Please understand, BJP
May I
does not
also
stand
may
with
I also
anybody
tell
doing
you,
any
Raman
wrong
Malik
with
ji,
any
that
girl or
in a
anybody.
situation of this kind, you may
But
think that your
the
government has
investigation
seen
has to be
award
thorough.
wapsi, and therefore it doesn't really matter to you if somebody wants to return their
No, we have
awards.
seen since
But
2015
this is bad perception.
Navika ji,
And as a
हमने
woman,
बहुत मौसम
as
देखे
a
हैं।
woman, may I register my protest that this is not the way you attend to FIRs and complaints by women when there is a POCSO case that has been put in. I'm not saying declare anybody guilty before the investigation is done, but clearly 38 days without a single fact of the investigation coming out, and these girls just sitting and waiting for justice to be done is not something that can be accepted in the 21st century. Please wake up. Action, and action soon, is the need of the hour, and we will not leave our girls alone, politics or no politics. Thank you very much to all my panelists for joining me on the Newshour tonight. Good night and be safe.